If somebody's diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, their other half becomes a carer. And it's very daunting to be thrust into the caring role, often with very little preparation. So the respite and response team can come in and give additional support. Very importantly, they can give carers time out. We pride ourselves, for want of a better word, on caring for the carers.
My husband was very unwell and he was actually dying, and Helen had come in from she's a specialist nurse, from the hospice, and she'd offered me some, help from somebody coming in. And at the time I thought, oh no, I just didn't like the idea of this, and I was really quite apprehensive. But then once Maria came in, that was it.
If we were coming out to do a planned, what we would call respite visit, this would be organised in advance, and we very much try and accommodate individual needs, and that would usually be on a weekly basis, but it is very individual, so it does depend on each situation. If it was what we would term a response visit, it's usually at a more challenging or difficult time in somebody's illness, when things are changing and additional support's needed.
It changes your life, especially when you know you can't get over the door unless somebody comes in and allows you to do that. And the girls, their care's fantastic. I mean, Gilbert does have trust issues with other carers and stuff, and he's accepted respite and response, and you look forward to their visits as well now, don't you? You do. I mean, it's like we're extended family. If they could move in, I'd be quite happy.
The team is made up of experienced hospice care assistants. I affectionately refer to them as my wise women, because that's what they are. They're just women who are very experienced in caring for people with life-limiting illness.
My biggest gain for taking this job is time. We have time, we get to know people in their own environment, and we get to see a wee snippet of their life and what a difference we can make.
It's amazing just how it helps you, and it means that if they sit with the person that's ill, you can go and make your soup or make the dinner, or even just go out in the garden for a wee while.
There was one case that the lady went out. I was sitting with her husband, and she went out to Marks and Spencer's, and she came in and her face was just aglow and with shopping bags, and said that's the longest she'd spent in Marks and Spencer's food hall. It's usually a wee 20-minute visit and out and running up the road.
Respite and response has been quite flexible over the summer holidays, so I've been able to do wee things with my daughter Elise and get out and about with her and stuff like that, which I would never be able to do unless I had that service. So they're quite flexible, and anything we can think of, the appointments, they'll work round about that, no matter what time it is, and it's a brilliant service.
The Carers Cafe is open to everybody. Friday 2 to 4, you don't have to register or make an appointment, you can just turn up.
My favourite thing about coming to the cafe is the support that I get through it for the rest of the people that come.
I think the support and the company, and as you say, knowing that we're all in the same boat and all get the same struggle, and get a wee cuddle.
And get a wee cuddle.
Carers can access many services within hospice. Family care, complementary therapy, the nurses are there, the community nurses are there all the time. There's always somebody there on a Friday if there's a question.
And it's just nice to sit and be among friends and people that's in the same boat, really.
We work very much in partnership with other services that are there, district nurses, social carers, GPs. This service is as well as and not instead of what care people already have.
The carers might come in and the district nurse will be in, but what about the times in between? That's where we could fill in the gaps that are there from the different services, and that's where all the services will be combined together.
I just knew that Maria was coming. I used to say to God, Maria will be here tomorrow, we'll be all right. There's no problem. And at times she was in when the carers were here, she'd been when the district nurses were here, and they all just gelled together.
They do become part of your family. They amalgamate themselves with your routine and how you are. And if Gilbert particularly had a day where he was quiet, they would step back and they would just observe. They wouldn't push themselves on them. If I've had a bad day, they would literally, I could sit and talk to them and they would try and help out as much as they could, and just a wonderful service. Just The girls are great.
I mean, I think if I ever heard of anybody that needed them, I would just say, for goodness sake, get them, because it's amazing what they can do, both for you and, you know, their relative.